Ladies, ever wonder why some women get commitment without even trying, while others chase after it endlessly? It's not just luck, it's about certain traits that make men see you as wife material from the start. And here's the kicker. Trait 7. Most women think it's a flaw, but men actually see it as irresistible for marriage. Let's dive in. 1. She's capable of silent understanding. Not everything needs to be said out loud for a man to feel understood, and the woman who can communicate without words, with just a look, a small gesture, or her presence, creates an unspoken bond that most men crave but rarely find. There will be times when he doesn't want to explain everything. Maybe he had a stressful day, maybe he's lost in thought, or maybe he's just not in the mood to talk. Instead of pressuring him to open up immediately, she knows how to sense his energy and respond accordingly. A simple squeeze of his hand when he's feeling overwhelmed, a reassuring glance when he's dealing with something difficult, a soft touch on his shoulder that says, "I'm here for you," no pressure. This kind of emotional intelligence makes a man feel deeply connected without the need for constant verbal reassurance. It tells him that she doesn't just hear him, she feels him. That kind of understanding is rare and priceless, and it makes a man think, this is the kind of woman I want by my side for life. 2. She can flip the script in an argument. Fights are inevitable in any relationship, but the way a woman handles conflict is what makes a man see her as marriage material. Some people escalate fights just to win, while others shut down completely. But a high-value woman, she knows how to diffuse tension instead of fueling it. She understands that an argument doesn't have to be a battlefield. Instead of raising her voice, blaming, or bringing up the past, she focuses on solution-driven communication. For example, if he forgets an important date, instead of attacking him with, "You never care about anything important to me," she might say, "I felt really disappointed when you forgot. It makes me feel like I'm not a priority. Can we figure out a way to make sure this doesn't happen again?" That shift in approach changes everything. Instead of making him feel like a failure, she encourages him to step up without tearing him down. She also knows when to break the tension with humor or a reset. If an argument is going in circles, she might suddenly say, "Okay, time out. This isn't us. Let's grab some food and talk when we're less heated." This kind of emotional intelligence is irresistible to a man because it makes him feel safe in the relationship. He doesn't have to fear constant explosions or silent treatments. Instead, he knows that even in difficult moments, they'll find their way back to understanding. That's the kind of relationship a man wants to commit to for life. 3. She knows the power of thoughtful inconvenience. Big, dramatic, romantic gestures aren't what make a man think, "I want to marry this woman." It's the small, thoughtful things that show she genuinely cares. And here's the secret. It's not just thoughtfulness, but the willingness to be slightly inconvenienced that leaves a lasting impact. Maybe she writes a handwritten note and tucks it into his bag before he leaves for work. Maybe she remembers his favorite snack and buys it without him asking. Maybe she wakes up a little early to make him coffee on the morning of a big meeting, not because he expects it, but because she wants to support him. These little things aren't about money, they're about effort. And when a man sees that a woman is willing to go slightly out of her way to make him feel loved, it flips a switch in his mind. He realizes, this is the kind of woman I want to come home to every day. Why? Because he knows that in a marriage, it's not about grand gestures, it's about consistency. And a woman who shows love in the details is a woman who will make a house feel like a home. 4. She challenges him in a non-competitive way. A lot of women hear that men love a challenge and they assume that means playing hard to get or constantly pushing back. But a woman who challenges a man in a way that helps him grow, that's next level attraction. She doesn't compete with him or try to prove she's better. Instead, she challenges him to be better without making him feel like he's losing. For example, if he complains about his job but isn't taking action, she doesn't nag. Instead, she asks, "What's stopping you from making a change?" She encourages him to think bigger for himself, not because she wants control, but because she believes in his potential. If he's slacking on his health, she doesn't criticize him. She suggests they go for a run together or starts cooking healthier meals. She makes self-improvement feel like an opportunity, not an attack. This kind of woman lights a fire in a man. She makes him want to become the best version of himself, not because she demands it, but because her presence naturally inspires it. And when a man feels like he's becoming his best self with a woman by his side, that's when he knows, this is the woman I want to marry. 5. She's selective with her time and attention. There's something magnetic about a woman who doesn't give her time, energy, and affection away too easily. It's not about playing games. It's about knowing her own worth. A woman who's selective with her attention naturally commands respect. She doesn't overextend herself for just anyone, and she doesn't entertain men who don't meet her standards. This signals to a man that if she's choosing to spend time with him, it's because she genuinely values him, not because she's desperate for attention. Think about it. When something is easily accessible, people tend to take it for granted. But when a woman values her own time and energy, it makes a man feel privileged to be in her world. She has a full life, her own goals, passions, and priorities. She doesn't drop everything the moment he texts. And instead of being glued to her phone, waiting for validation, she's engaged in things that make her happy, whether it's her career, hobbies, friendships, or self-improvement. This makes a man step up and appreciate every moment he gets with her. He doesn't feel like she's just filling a void. He feels like she's choosing him on purpose. And that's exactly what makes him want to commit for life. 6, she can read the room instantly. Some women talk over people, overshare, or miss social cues entirely, but the woman who knows exactly when to speak, when to listen, and when to hold back, she's a rare gem. She has emotional intelligence, an ability to sense the energy in a room, read a man's mood without him having to explain and adjust accordingly. If he's had a stressful day, she doesn't push for deep conversations. If he's excited about something, she amplifies that energy rather than making it about herself. This skill makes men feel deeply understood. And understanding is what makes a man emotionally attached. A woman who just gets him is someone he won't want to lose. When a man finds a woman who can navigate social and emotional situations with grace, he sees her as more than just a girlfriend. He sees her as his future wife. 7. Her biggest flaw makes her more human. The unexpected twist. Here's the irony. Most women try to hide their quirks, imperfections, or so-called flaws, thinking they make them less attractive, but in reality, those little unique traits are often what make a man fall for her the hardest. Maybe she has an awkward laugh that she tries to suppress. Maybe she's a little clumsy, always bumping into things or misplacing her keys. Maybe she gets ridiculously excited over the simplest things like spotting a cute dog on the street. To her, these things might seem embarrassing, but to the right man, they're adorable, endearing, and irreplaceable. Why? Because those little quirks make her real. They remind him that she's not trying to be perfect or someone she's not. And in a world where so many people put on a facade, authenticity is rare and magnetic. When a man is truly in love, it's not just about physical attraction or shared values. It's about the little things that make her one of a kind. The way she unconsciously twirls her hair when she's thinking. The way she stumbles over her words when she's excited. The way she snorts when she laughs a little too hard. Those are the moments that make him think, I never want to lose this woman. And that's the ultimate reason he sees her as wife material. 8, she can say no without drama. A woman who can say no without turning it into a battle is rare. And that makes her incredibly valuable in a man's eyes. Many people think that setting boundaries means being aggressive or defensive, but the truth is, The most effective boundaries are set calmly and firmly. A man respects a woman who can say no with grace because it shows that she's secure in herself and doesn't need to argue to stand her ground. For example, if he asks her to cancel her plans last minute to see him, she doesn't explode or guilt trip him. She simply says, "I'd love to, but I already have plans. Let's find another time." No drama, no emotional manipulation, just a confident, self-respecting response. Men find this kind of self-assurance attractive because it means she won't lose herself in the relationship. She's not bending over backward to please him at the cost of her own happiness. Instead, she's showing that her time and priorities matter too. And here's the key: when a man sees that a woman values herself, he values her more. It makes him want to respect her boundaries rather than test them. Plus, in a long-term relationship, the ability to say no without unnecessary conflict creates peace instead of resentment. And that's what makes a man think, "I can build a life with this woman." Thanks for watching.